What if I told you the secret to peak athletic performance isn't just about physical conditioning? Imagine two equally talented athletes. One consistently triumphs under pressure, while the other crumbles. The difference isn't in their muscles, it's in their mindset. Today, we're diving deep into the invisible psychological battle where true champions are forged, uncovering the mental strategies that transform potential into undeniable victory. Welcome back to the channel. We often marvel at the incredible physical feats of our favorite athletes. We see the hours they put in at the gym, the strict diets they follow, and the raw power they display. But what we don't always see is the intense mental game happening behind the scenes. This mental game is often the single most important factor that separates the good from the great, and the great from the legendary. So, what exactly? It's about resilience, focus, confidence, and the ability to perform at your best, regardless of the circumstances. It's about controlling your mind, so your mind doesn't control you. Think of it like this. Your body is the car, but your mind is the driver. You can have the most powerful engine in the world, but if the driver doesn't know how to handle the twists and turns of the racetrack, you're not going to win. Let's break down the core components. First up is focus. In the heat of competition, distractions are everywhere. The roar of the crowd, the pressure from your coach, the trash talk from an opponent, or even your own internal doubts. A mentally tough athlete has an almost superhuman ability to filter out this noise. They practice techniques like mindfulness and concentration drills to train their attention like a muscle. They learn to stay in the present moment, focusing only on the next play, the next shot, the next step. They aren't worried about the mistake they just made or the potential outcome of the game. Next, let's talk about confidence. True athletic confidence isn't arrogance. It's a deep-seated belief in your abilities, built on a foundation of preparation and past successes. Champions don't just hope they'll win, they expect to win because they've put in the work. They use positive self-talk to reinforce this belief, turning "I hope I can do this" into "I know I can do this." They visualize success over and over again, mentally rehearsing their performance until it becomes second nature. This mental imagery tricks the brain into believing it has already achieved the goal, making it feel more attainable when the time comes. Even after a setback, their core confidence remains unshaken because it's not based on a single performance, but on a long history of dedication. Every athlete, no matter how great, faces adversity. They lose games, they get injured, they have bad days. The difference is how they respond. A mentally weak athlete might let a single mistake spiral into a string of errors, leading to a total collapse. A resilient athlete, however, sees failure not as a final verdict, but as feedback. They analyze what went wrong, learn the lesson, and immediately shift their focus back to the present. They have a short memory for mistakes, but a long memory for lessons. This bounce-back ability is crucial. It's the mental fortitude to get knocked down 7 times and stand up 8, stronger and smarter than before. Another key psychological tool is motivation. But we need to distinguish between two types, extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic motivation comes from external rewards, trophies, money, fame. It's the love of the game, the personal challenge of getting better every day, the pure joy of competing. Their fire comes from an internal source that can't be taken away. They are competing against their own potential, and that is a battle that never ends, keeping them hungry and dedicated for their entire career. So how do athletes develop these mental skills? It's not something you're just born with. Just like lifting weights to build muscle, you have to train your mind. Many elite athletes work with sports psychologists to hone these skills. They practice specific techniques daily. One common practice is goal setting. But not just any goals. They set SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of a vague goal like "I want to be a better basketball player," they set a specific goal like I will increase my free throw percentage by 10% over the next 3 months by practicing 100 extra shots a day. This provides a clear roadmap for success and makes progress tangible. Another powerful technique is controlling arousal levels. Arousal is your level of physiological and psychological activation. Too little, and you're lethargic and unfocused. Too much, and you're anxious, tense, and prone to mistakes. Every athlete has an optimal zone of arousal where they perform their best. They learn to recognize their own internal state and use techniques to regulate it. If they're too hyped up and anxious before a big game, they might use deep breathing exercises or progressive muscle relaxation to calm their nervous system. If they're feeling flat and unenergetic, they might listen to upbeat music or use energetic imagery to get themselves pumped up. Mastering this internal thermostat is a game changer. Let's look at some real-world examples. Think of Michael Jordan. He was famous for his clutch performances, hitting game-winning shots when the pressure was at its absolute highest. This wasn't luck. Jordan was a master of mental preparation. He famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." He embraced failure as part of the process, which made him fearless in critical moments. Or consider tennis legend Serena Williams. For over 2 decades, she has dominated her sport, not just with power, but with an iron will. She has come back from seemingly impossible deficits in matches, staring down match points and turning them into victories. Her ability to block out pressure, focus on one point at a time, and maintain an unshakable belief in herself is a masterclass in mental toughness. Her on-court demeanor radiates a confidence that can intimidate opponents before a single ball is struck. Are universal keys to success. By training our minds, we can unlock our own potential and become the champions of our own lives.